leadership, chosen ones. We're living in a spiritual world, okay? I have to make sure that I don't sit on this. We're living in a spiritual world. We're spiritual beings having the human experience. The moment you understand that is the beginning of your enlightenment. And it's also the beginning of your freedom. Now you're the chosen one of this family. You was born into a very dysfunctional, narcissistic, probably family. You don't know why things happen to you. You don't know why life is moving the completely opposite direction. Your parents knew who you are. Your family knew who you are. Even if they didn't know by the time, they are going to know who you really are. They are going to come to the realization that you are indeed the chosen one. It is going to be very difficult for them to understand this. It is going to be very difficult for them to digest this. They are going to struggle with this truth. But at the end of the day, it's the truth, chosen ones. These families that you're born into, you have a dysfunctional family system. But first of all, you must have a very dysfunctional parent. And then follows the siblings, your brothers, your sisters. And you guys, you know that most of these dysfunctional families, usually by some, for some reason, there tend to be a couple of them in there. But even then, they're not allowed. Even if they're not allowed, they maybe.
You know the man ain't lying. You know he ain't. You go through all kind of stuff, man. These people hate you for nothing. And you feel because you in the family, you good. But they show you every time that you nobody to them. And they peeping how all of the friends in the neighborhood and everybody deal with you more than they deal with them. They stuck. They trying to figure it out, like why they keep on dealing with them when we cut him or her off.
Because you chosen.
Because you chosen, man.
Members of the family. When you are born into these families, you are going to be born by either one or two dysfunctional parents. These parents, for as long as they've lived, they have been accustomed to a certain cycle. That is what they have known for their entire life.
That's why they don't have no problem with breaking up and you're in the dysfunctional home, because they used to it. That's a generational curse. Like, y'all could bring the pressure. I can interpretate everything. They used to it, so now they finna make you part of it. So when you come home and say, hey, I'm getting married, they mad. Because they never had the opportunity. And if they did, it wasn't for love. That's why they hate you, because you're their child. They feel like, how you know all this stuff when I don't? How come you chose it and I'm not? How come the one I pick out of the litter or the bunch or the group of the children, I'm wrong? I wanted her to be the chosen one, not you. No matter how much paintings and awards and shows and songs and poetry and great things you do, Bible study and loving people, and man, they wondering why it ain't them. Parents can get jealous of their own children. Y'all know it's true. Jealous of something that you created. Competing against something you created. That's crazy. And people say they chosen.
You came in soul. What we're really talking about here is that the parents already have particular similar spirits attached to them. Many of your parents, actually, they have already lost their soul, like we said so many years ago, especially when you're dealing with narcissistic family dynamics. These narcissistic parents, your parents, even that you didn't know at the time, back in the days, they are attached to certain spirits.
The whole spirit, the gigolo spirit, you know what I'm saying? The hustler spirit, the addict spirit, just into the world. And here you come, not thinking like them. What in the hell you think they gonna do to you? They gonna treat you bad. You gonna have siblings trying to act like you and be like you, but they gonna go all kind of ways. Someone gonna refuse it because you choose that path. You know, like, I ain't finna be like him. I ain't finna be like her. I don't think I'm copycatting. You know what I'm saying? They mad because they figure like, shit, we the same family. Why we can't be like that? Because they choose that path. That's in life in general. People feel like, why it's not done? Because they never tried it.
Demonic spirits. And the spirits can be so many. They can manifest in very many different forms, various forms. You guys know that in dysfunctional families, we are dealing with generational cycles. As a chosen one, you pop out of your mother's womb. The very first person that will receive you is your mother. And eventually, your father will walk in that time of your birth. What you're dealing with here
is a person that's gonna compete with you for the rest of your life. Don't get mad because people saying you's a nice kid, you're adorable, you're respectful. Don't get jealous of everything they didn't teach your ass. You were self-taught by the Most High. You know what divine was to be correct with people and show respect to people and show love no matter what they are, what they do. That's how you was from a child. And your parents, they had nothing to do with it, but they were so mad and jealous of the light you carried. They start hating on their own child. Just like a dog. If she have her puppies and you touch one of her puppies, don't be surprised if she don't kill that puppy because she feel like you taking away all the attention from her. And that's what these people do every day, hating on their own kids. And that's a sign of you being chosen.
With an individual that is attached with certain demonic spirits and demonic energy. For you to be able to understand what is going on in your family, you first of all have to look at things from a spiritual perspective, because everything that manifests on the physical, it is already manifested in the spiritual. It then manifests in the physical. Now, due to the fact that these parents are attached to demonic and evil spirits,
basically fucked up ways, fucked up habits. And here you come, picked by the Most High, pure.
These spirits are going to recognize you from birth. So the very moment they walk in, they are going to figure out, even if they may not have all the details, like on the 3D level, on the spiritual level, they have already figured out who you are. Now they don't know what to do with you. So your parents are thinking now, a couple of days later, maybe your mother left hospital, they went back home, you was a baby. So maybe your mother thought, I'm going to put this kid up for adoption. Chosen ones.
Big facts.
I want you to listen very closely. Be very attentive. Do not go anywhere. Sometimes if it's a single mom, for example, dysfunctional mom, maybe that mom was a prostitute, or maybe this mom is a narcissist. In whichever way you want to look at this, this parent may have thought, I'm not going to raise this child. So they may have decided to maybe hand you over to the baby homes, or maybe to the grandmother, or to, it can be any place, but they are actually running away from this responsibility. And this is what is manifesting on the physical, on the 3D, on the physical reality, on the physical ring. They're not ready, they don't want to hand.
It was my grandma and my uncles.
They don't want to take this responsibility. Maybe sometimes your father is going to run out of the house. And eventually, something may have happened along the way. Maybe even sometimes it has been the case and you was handed over to your grandparents.
Yeah, grandma was there. But I was a child out of wedlock, so I always reminded my mom of my dad, so y'all know how that shit go.
Or ever since you was a child, you grew up with grandparents, your uncles, distant family members. Your parents never took any responsibility for you.
My uncles was the ones. It was buying my tennises. My grandma, she bought me a bike a couple of times. They got stolen, but yeah, everything on point.
This is what has been happening, manifesting on the physical rim. In the spiritual rim, you have been rejected. The reason why you've been rejected is because a chosen one is a cycle breaker. These spirits know your presence in that unit is not welcome.
It's gonna clean up the high blood pressure, all eating the fatty meats and all the blood, all the praising the Most High God wrong, going the wrong direction, not promoting the kids to do all the little don't stop, get it in front of the TV and know their culture, know their life about saying, you're gonna teach, you're gonna preach the word. You get attacked from a baby, man.
What to do now? These ideas will start popping up in your mother's mind, in your father's mind. Let us put this child off adoption. Let us put him that way. Let us put her this way. They are running away from this responsibility because they know on the spiritual level you are a cycle breaker. You need to understand, ladies and gentlemen.
She had a couple of miscarriages before she had me, and she was on the low because my dad was already married. I'm not gonna say my mom was real bad, but when the other kids came, because it was just me and her for a while, it got different. It just got real different. And a lot of stuff right now is being self-explanatory, man. Like, I always got treated fucked up. So people who doing new stuff, they ain't doing nothing new. They ain't doing nothing new. I've been through it all. So what you doing is adding to the icing to my cake of pain. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really. I seen this movie before. You know what I'm saying?
That in a form of cycle, you are not going to be welcome anywhere because there's even a very big likeliness, like I've said, you have already been born in these families.
You don't get invited to parties and weddings and family reunions and all kind of shit because your family members know that you're popular with the other family members because you're the most known, you're the most creative, so they always hear about you DJing, 1 Minute Underground, getting interviewed by the neighborhood newspaper, or you got a talent show you won, or you going to a talent show, or you in a rap group, or you write songs, or you paint murals, or you airbrush, you do tattoos, you doing creative things, so the family members hear about that. And your siblings don't like that shit. They should have been saying, oh yeah, I'm glad my brother do this, my brother do that, my brother do this, my brother do that. But as soon as you blow up in the game or get famous, go what they call you then? Your brother. But they gave you hard times. They closed the doors, have movie nights and shit, eating popcorn. You can smell the popcorn from under the fucking door. That's why I say what people doing now is nothing new. It's nothing new at all. Nothing.
For example, things don't turn out well and maybe for some reason they are even forced to keep you in that home. They are going to make your life very difficult. Sometimes you will not eat. Sometimes your mother will refuse to breastfeed you.
Sometimes you get your ass beat more than the other siblings. Sometimes you're the only one getting your ass beat.
Amen.
Sometimes you're the only one that's getting thrift store clothes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're the only one that when it comes to your birthday is bullshit. Sometimes you're the only one when you come out to the PTA meetings, nobody comes. Sometimes you're the only one when you bring awards home is overlooked. Sometimes you're the only one. Poke your lips out. Let me show you what time it is. Sometimes you're the only one that grandma love. and your uncles and your aunties.
Love your Uncle Sonny, love your Uncle Leo.
You may sometimes, they may drop you off on the bed to sleep. They may have refused to cover you. So when you was a kid, maybe you got pneumonia or you got some kind of sicknesses. These kind of things have been happening ever since you was a kid.
I had bronchitis. I was in the tent for a while. They had me in the tent at Jackson Memorial Hospital. And I'm just thinking about that now, what he's saying, like, damn.